Well, what do you think about the ideology, the sort of mentality of sort of worshiping a significant other? So like girls worshiping guys, and like all these guys are like, my boyfriend is will do everything for me, or my girlfriend is just goddess that I gotta
In
simp out for.
almost every situation, worship is oh my god,
Fetishizing.
Yeah,
fetishization, which is dangerous.
Yeah, I think
Is
so
my
too.
take.
I agree.
It's dehumanizing in a way because you're then projecting upon them standards which are
Yeah,
impossible,
yeah,
and they will definitely not meet them,
yeah,
and it'll like crush you as well.
yeah,
So it's destructive both ways.
yeah. I think also having this sort of fetishizing like your significant other is sort of very sort of like it's a lot of stress for each partner, because like
Yeah,
ultimately you have to like, as like that's what I was saying before, where I have to meet people's expectations, and sort of it's if you don't meet them, they get disappointed and they ultimately sort of leave, or they sort of just dislike you now. Which that's why I think, because you know how there's phases to dating. There's the honeymoon phase, which is the one that lasts to what 2 to 5 years, which is sort of where you're infatuated with the person, but you're not necessarily in love with them. And so
yeah,
that's why a lot of like relationships sort of break down after 2 to 5 years. And then after
yeah.
that, there's the revelation phase where everyone fucking sees who for each other for who they really are, and it's like, ew, what?
Yeah,
You're
that happens.
nasty.
Yeah. But it's not always like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
like I see it as phases, bro. It's all about phases. You have a phase in your life that you don't want nothing to do with nobody, right?
Yeah,
And you got a phase in your life where like you're sort of like looking, but you're not really looking.
yeah,
You're just like having fun. And then there's the third phase is that you're actually looking for something that's significant.
mm,
And you shouldn't force the process to go any faster or quicker
yeah, yeah,
than it's going. You know what I'm saying? Like as you say, like the 2 to 5 years,
yeah,
the honeymoon phase, you have to like go through it like
yeah,
year by year, slowly and surely, so you know that the steps that you're taking are not like void steps. You're not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
go through a hole and it's all for nothing. I feel like I agree with there on that one.
I think also emotional maturity would actually help, because work. That's why I think being single early on, people say, "Oh, because you ain't getting none." Nah, motherfucker. 'Cause I know about it. When you have like time for yourself, and you figure out what you want and what you like, it sort of helps later on, because ultimately you know what works and what doesn't, so you don't have to go through the tedious trial and error phases of like, oh, I'm gonna try this out. Oh, I'm gonna go out this, and then get heartbroken left and right. So like I
Yeah,
think early on, getting like sort of your shit together, and like realizing what values do you really value and what you really want in a
take your
person.
time. Take your
Yeah,
time.
finding yourself is ultimately,
finding yourself before you
The
find
most
someone
the
else.
most
yeah.
importantly, yeah.
As a cliche is like, oh, you have to love yourself before you love others. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, it
that's
makes sense.
true.
It makes sense, because a lot of people have this sort of like perception that, oh, if I find my significant other, I'll be whole. It's like, no,
Yeah, that's dangerous for
that's
the other
As,
person.
yeah,
Then you're like
yo, as
codependent.
soon as you hear that, you have to like tell the person like, yo, are you okay? Are you? Do you feel okay?
are you
Like
good,
that's
cuz? Are you good?
exactly like as soon as you hear that, you know that they're not okay from
You
the
gotta check
inside.
up on them.
Straight
Yeah,
up, yeah,
I think nowadays a lot of because especially with social media, you have this sort of perception of what a relationship should be, and what it's like. This oh, it's all perfect, it's all fun and games, and then you have this.
no,
What
it's those people that are like, oh, like I need to find my other side of my coin.
you know
Nah, bro, you're the coin.
I think that has
The
something to
two
do
sides are you, bro.
with societal pressure
yeah.
on getting in a relationship.
Mm.
That's true.
What
That's
do you think
very
about
true.
that?
But the thing is, I think because women have a time period to get kids, they have, well, before 40 they have to get, if they want a family they have to mate, because or else menopause hits, and they're left with like minimal options, like I guess adoption could work, but
But that's a view on love, where the sole purpose of love is making children. Well, some people
yeah,
don't have to focus on that, right?
they want to have a relationship for the actual relationship, the
The
bond.
relationship,
Yeah,
not the what comes with it.
but a lot of people have this sort
Yeah.
of pressure as well, because like later on you have this. especially
Right.
parents, they have they want to have grandkids and whatnot, and they have like, oh, why don't you have a boyfriend yet, or why don't you have a girlfriend yet?
Right.
Because they want to have, they want to see their grandkids before they die, obviously, and
Yeah.
you have this sort of, you feel this duty of like, I need to, I want my mom or dad to see my kids before they pass away, or do you want, I want to accomplish this as soon as I can so I could like move on to other things, and ultimately it sort of forces. I agree. This sort of like this pressure is not healthy at all,
Hmm.
because you basically bulldoze through all the processes, and you, instead of thinking about stuff, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna steamroll this through, and then whatever happens in the end.
I just need to get it done, you know? I
Yeah,
just need to get in that relationship no
Like
matter.
yeah,
it's a task, you know. When it
yeah,
becomes like more of a task, you just lose all like meaning to it, you know.
yeah,
It
Like,
loses
and it
all the
depends.
passion relating to,
mm,
Ex-
learning.
ex- Exactly. Like you just look at it like, why did I get myself into this at
yeah.
some point? And this is like very like dangerous, you know.